Hello, hello. Hi, Hood Mystic. Hello, Earth Angel. If you guys have a question you'd like to ask, go ahead and post it. Hi, Bella Luna. Earth Angel, I have yes, the lovers. Hood Mystic, I would say trust your gut here. I have the moon, which talks about intuition. Objectively, it's a no card. It's so that would say that this person is not necessarily legit. So keep your distance, just be observant and make good choices. Bella Luna, I have a yes. 6 of Cups. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Hey, James. Thanks for the donation. James, yes, go ahead. Sienna, I'm getting a yes. 2 of Cups. Welcome, welcome. Smiley, hopefully you're having a good day. All right, James, let's take a look here. James, I have a maybe 2 of swords. This talks about sitting on the fence. I think that she maybe felt torn or divided in her decision to see you tonight. So, kind of like yes and no, maybe. Um, it does seem like she might have been avoiding, though, a little bit. Queen 707, I have a no. Knight of Swords warns against impulsive or rash behavior. So I would say don't get carried away with this fantasy, but there is potential here for it to change, just not right now. Good, Smiley. Yes, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Smiley, I have a yes, 6 of Pentacles. It specifically talks about money, wealth, prosperity, power, but there is indications here that D is being generous with this money, so they could be giving it away, or gifting something to someone, or something. Yeah, it talks about having money and also being generous with it. Nisha, welcome in. You're welcome, Queen. Smiley, I don't know. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag on the play. Nisha, I'm getting a yes. I have 6 of cups. Hood Mystic. I believe I answered this question already. On an account called Abundant. It looks like the same question. Do you have 2 accounts? You're welcome, Nisha. Smiley, I got your donation. That sounds good. I'll have you go after James. Oh, got you. Lunch break. I was gonna say, you must be on a different time zone than me, or you work different hours, maybe. Mhm, mhm. James, I have your question. Central time. Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like, hey Ashley, thank you for liking. It seems like you work later in the, is that right? Amy, I have a yes, Page of Wands. Ashley, I am getting a yes, the Three of Wands. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome. Hey, Jazz, welcome in. All right, we are getting started on our donation list. If you've been here before, the free list is closed. If you are a new sub to me tonight, let me know so you can get your free question. Jazz, thank you for the donation. You will be after Smiley, okay? Damn, Jazz, really? I did not sense that. Huh. Yeah, she must have. That's so crazy. Yeah, I think if I recall correctly, I was getting energy of like last minute, like getting information at the last minute or something. Wow, I'm sorry that happened. That's so unprofessional and so like rude, honestly. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, remember when we were talking about how like it's kind of hard to gauge her energy is like she gives off this like nice persona, but she seems self-motivated, so it's like an energy you can't really trust anyways. James and Patty, option number 2. James and Patty. James and Patty. Wow, this is crazy. I'm trying to tap in this energy and I'm so... James, I'm almost feeling like your confusion coming in through this reading of like, what the hell is going on here? Because things seem to be going really well. Every time you guys see each other, it was great. What is she giving to this? So, James, I would say I don't necessarily feel like she's pulling her energy back from you or anything. I don't think there's a shift in that way, but I do feel like she's pacing herself. Like, I feel like she, you know, I want to say she's like not in a hurry. Um, I don't know. You might be feeling some kind of disconnect. And what I mean by that is like you feel like something has happened, something has shifted. Like she's things were actually okay. This is what it feels like. It feels like there was momentum and suddenly it's paused. That's what it feels like. It doesn't necessarily feel like you guys are like going backwards. It doesn't necessarily feel like you're going forwards, but it just feels like there was this momentum and suddenly something happened and it just feels like it's just like what are we doing with this now? Like that's it, right? Um and it's like she's still communicating with you, but it just doesn't seem like where is the progress, I guess? Like where is the progress being made? And I'm seeing here with the 3 of Pentacles is like what she's giving to the connection is like she's giving attention to it, but it's just not quite that matched energy that you were really looking forward to having or like you really wanted. And I see like she definitely is still here giving to the connection. She's, you know, 3 of Pentacles talks about like let's work together, let's compromise, let's work towards a common plan or a common goal. Like I'm still in it with you. I'm still here, but maybe not as available as it seemed like before, or it seemed like we were working towards something different and now so and I don't think like for whatever reason every time I see 3 of Pentacles it it looks like a friendship card to me, but I don't sense that. I almost feel like she's saying I'm still dedicated to this, like I'm still wanting to like see this through with you, but I feel like there's like a pace happening now. It's almost like she was getting swept up and getting carried away, and now she's like, wait, what am I doing? Um, and you kind of just want to go with the flow and like enjoy the process and whatever happens, and you're like eager and excited. And I feel like she was in that same way. And then suddenly she just I don't know, got a little cold feet maybe. But like I said, I don't feel like she's pulling back, but I feel like she's not necessarily. I feel like she is blocking the natural flow because she's thinking too much or she's overthinking this. What's in her thoughts is fear, anxiety, stress, worry, mental overload. Maybe she's taking some time to herself. Maybe she feels like because she's feeling all of these uncontrollable emotions, she needs some time to kind of self regulate and regroup. I feel like she's happy with you, James, and I feel like she's happy with the choices that she's made so far in your connection or in your relationship. I feel like she's like happy with the outcomes you guys have had so far. She's not sitting here like going, "Oh, I regret this," or "I shouldn't have done that." Like I feel like she's totally happy with what you guys have what has happened up until this point. And she's happy with the experiences you guys have shared. I do see her trying to think a couple steps ahead though. She's thinking that's probably why she has anxiety, is because she's thinking too far into the future right now, and she's kind of getting a little bit she's getting ahead of herself, I think. 3 of Wands talks about forward vision, foresight, moving forward planning, that kind of thing, and the choices that come along with those plans. So I guess it's possible she's here maybe just trying to slow things down a little bit. For her intentions, I have the Four of Cups, and this does indicate that she's been thinking more on the negative side, or she's not been so glass half full these last couple of days. She's probably worrying more than she should. And in the present, she's missing opportunities here. She's missing out on something really good for her because she's too like overwhelmed, or she's too overthinking, and her intentions are to continue to deal with this mental overload. Like I think she's having a hard time detaching from that. She probably feels comfortable. It's I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive, but her comfort zone probably is overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying, stressing, being anxious. Like that's probably she probably has been in that place for so long that that's where she like thrives, she thinks. That's what's comfortable to her because she's constantly having to like protect herself. So over analyzing every little thing is where she feels the most safe in a weird way. um and so I think that she intends on doing that. um hmm the overall energy is the Nine of Cups. So I don't know. I don't feel like she's trying to cut you off. I think that's important for you to know is that she's not cutting you off, cutting you out. Um, I know that it can be worrisome for you because the energy is not stabilized, and so you personally also don't feel safe or comfortable. And you always wonder like, is something going to go wrong? Is this going to go well? Are we going to go through with these plans or not? And I think it's important for you to know that she's not trying to cut you out. um maybe things were just moving a little fast for her, and it's important that she regroups, and maybe that's what this was all about. um but I don't see her like pulling back or walking away. I still think she wants to explore this with you, and I hope that brings you a little bit of peace of mind. That's what I'm picking up on. But let me see about your next question. Hey, Smiley, what I can do for you is get that addressed as soon as we're done here with James, because you're next. And I can timestamp it for you in the comments. So that way, when you do have a chance to listen to it, like on a bathroom break or whatever after work, you can come back to it. All we'll have to do is just go to the comment section when this broadcast is done, and you can listen to your reading. It's up to you. Or we can save your question for another time. Do you want to do the timestamp? I think what I'm gonna start doing is because that's been happening a lot lately. I think I'm gonna have people pay to skip the line. I'll probably add that in, that if someone wants to skip, they can pay to skip, because a lot of people come in on breaks and they say they can't wait, but I have to honor the order that the donations came in. But maybe I can add that as an option just so that people have that available to them. Okay, Smiley. So I'll timestamp it for you, and you can come back and listen to it as soon as you get the chance. So, James, she wants a relationship with you. She really does. I'm not picking up on the fact that there's someone else around her. I don't feel like she's entertaining anything with anyone else or anything like that. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. I think that she does have admirers. I think people do find her attractive and they are attracted to her energy, but I don't think that she's letting anyone in that way. I think that she is enjoying her time with you, and she's enjoying exploring that and seeing where it goes. I asked if she wants a relationship with you, she intends to have a relationship with you, and I do have a yes, Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. So she's here for the emotional and physical committed relationship with you, so to speak. Now, I think that this does weigh on her because I have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. I think she worries if she's going to find happiness, and I think she wonders like if she will ever find that perfect person for her. I think she wonders if that's you. It seems like for her, happiness seems a hard thing to achieve. She feels like wanting to have a happy ending, wanting to be aligned with someone and have a partner seems almost unobtainable to her. And so she does question that a lot. And I think she questions a lot of what she deserves, and that could interfere here with the connection that you guys have. She's been through a lot, she's experienced a lot. I think that she's had her fair share of trauma as well, and it is something that she is constantly working through. Um, but I feel like she feels she owes it to you to have clear and honest communication, to do what's fair, to do what's right, to treat you fairly, to be honest with you, Ace of Swords and Justice. So I think for her, um, she sees your value, she knows what you have to offer. She's witnessed it, and I think she is open to a relationship with you. Um, I think for her, it's just kind of wrapping her head around the fact that this is real, like this is the potential here. I feel like sometimes she can scare easily, and but I think she's really trying to like dig her heels in and plant some roots here. So I don't see her cutting you off. I don't see her walking away. I see her pacing herself, but I still think she wants a relationship with you. And I do think that that is where this is heading. So let me know if you have any questions. He's finally behaving. So I guess he's granted a later night. He gets 5 more minutes. Awesome, Smiley. That sounds great. I'm pulling now. Hey, Jazz, I have your reading. So Smiley, I'm not sure if this is like platonic or if there's some kind of like romance kindling or chemistry that you guys have here. But what I am being shown is that, okay, Jazz, that you guys are actually a good match for each other. So either you're really compatible at work or you're compatible like outside of that. I do have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So this talks about like really good compatibility when it comes to like emotions, emotional regulation, generosity, being caring, being nurturing. So if there's any kind of friction going on, this could just be like tension between you guys. Because maybe you guys are like fairly similar or like a good match or very compatible. This does feel like a chemistry. I see with the Eight of Wands that there will be forward movement with this relationship that you guys have, whether it's like a coworker relationship or if there's something else going on here, which I wouldn't be surprised. Um, it's messy at work. I feel like there's going to be more progress. Like there's going to be more to be there's still a lot more to develop here between the two of you. So don't worry, like if you guys aren't communicating, The Eight of Wands indicates like communication coming through in the future, and also like progress, movement. So there's still here left to be discovered. It's still developing. The story is still developing, if that makes sense. The Five of Pentacles does indicate, as the center of the reading, that you guys probably don't really know each other very well, or not just yet, I guess you could say. And maybe he feels like he is unable to communicate with you. But again, just take that with a grain of salt, because the story is still developing. There will be more progress that has happened here. Temperance indicates that he is trying really hard to do this the right way. Temperance indicates like where we don't just jump into our temptations. We think before we speak. We do things the right way. We take the right pace. We approach things calmly and justly. So I don't feel like he's going to be making any impulsive decisions, or he's not going to be hasty here. He's going to think through his actions. He's going to take his time with it. Okay, so his ex. So it's very possible that due to this dynamic and like this conflicting situation that you guys have going on, that maybe he's just really trying hard to avoid any potential drama. He wants like his head to be clear. He wants to make sure that he's, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to further inflict issues upon the workplace. But I will say though that there is insight or interest here, mutually, and I feel like this person potentially could be looking at you as a next partner of theirs. Bottom line, you guys are very compatible. You're a really good match for each other, and there will be forward movement and forward conversation. It's just right now, maybe we're taking baby steps because we don't want to ruffle any feathers. Did you have any questions about that? Uh, I would say it's not over. I would say just know that there's probably going to be more that develops here. I feel like this person is just trying to play it cool in the moment. I don't think, I definitely think that there's chemistry and some tension going on here. And I think that this isn't over. You know, Smiley, I'm not sure about that. You know, it's something to be said when you get that someone's a good match for you. So if we're going off of the cards, then I think maybe he would be a good option, but it just depends on how quickly you need something to develop. You know, we can definitely do a reading where we compare the two if you want. But going off of this reading and seeing that you guys are compatible, you know, maybe it's a little messy, but it's not. I would say don't necessarily write this person off. That's what I would say. Yeah, my intuition's leaning towards um the work person. Yeah, that makes sense, Smiley. I feel like if someone who's generously natured and has money, is not being generous with you specifically, I feel like that says a lot with their actions. Smiley, so the question that you're asking is not the question. I mean, I will say I wasn't picking up on anything like that. Not particularly, but again, that's not the question that I asked. So with tarot, you have to be as specific as possible. I can let you know like what I was picking up on if anything. If something like that comes through, of course I would let you know, but that would qualify for like another donation to ask that question to see, if I can get that answer. So, um, yeah, but I wasn't picking up on that particularly. I wasn't picking up on like a third party involvement. I wasn't picking up on sneaky behavior or hidden intentions or anything like that. Okay. All right. We are going to move on to next on our list, which is Jazz. If you guys are curious where you are on the list, I'm going to go ahead and pop that list on the screen for you. You're welcome, Smiley. Thanks for stopping back in. All right. So first question. You're welcome, Jazz. He's getting into the cabinet again. So, Ajaz, I would say this person feels naturally introverted, but they are being extra friendly with you. Um, it seems like you might be pulling them out a little bit of their comfort zone. So you're feeling some type of like you're perceiving the that you're having some type of attention from them, even though it's not a lot. You are noticing like little things that they're doing, and I feel like this person's being very friendly with you, probably more friendly with you than they typically would be with someone. They are naturally, and again, keep in mind there can be extroverted introverts because I am one myself. People would 100% look at me. My own husband thinks I'm an extrovert, and I am not. I don't feel that way. Like, I hide behind him at gatherings and I let him do the talking because I don't like to be that person. It exhausts me. So keep in mind that even if she was like extroverted at the party, it's her being overly friendly and being out of her comfort zone in that way. She feels more introverted. And so take this as a compliment as well, because I feel like she's giving you extra attention than what feels comfortable for her to do. So yeah, I definitely feel she's interested, and so definitely take that as a compliment. She's giving to you more than she feels like is natural to her, if that makes sense. I feel like she needs you to take the lead here. She's happy that she met you, 3 of Cups. I think she needs you to take the lead. She likes a more dominant person in personality to kind of call the shots, if you will. But I feel like there is interest in you. Let me see. We have Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and Page of Cups. She's not afraid to make moves, but I feel like she's just not naturally the person to do it first. I think that she's able to reciprocate. I think the more comfortable with you that she gets, the more you'll realize it's not all gonna fall on you. But I think she needs someone to kind of pull her out of her shell a little bit. There is interest here. It's romantic interest, it's attraction. Um, and she's very happy that she was introduced to you. The Three of Cups is the center of the reading, which talks about the fact that she's kind of celebrating the fact or very happy that she was able to engage with you and interact with you. And, I think she's excited to get to know you further. She's interested in your mind. I think she likes what you have to say. Um, she likes hearing you talk. She likes communicating with you, but she likes someone with a sense of authority, decision making. I think that is like what calls to her because it makes her feel like more at ease. Okay, so let's take a look at your next question. So Jazz, this is the type of person who likes the attention on them. And I'm seeing here with the Magician and the Three of Cups, as well as the King of Wands, that she is probably not too keen on when she notices you pull attention off of her, especially if you're putting attention on other people and on her. So she can be pretty jealous or envious, depending on the dynamic of your connection. I feel like maybe she's used to being the center of attention or used to being the center of your attention. And I'm seeing with her, she's not liking um that you are like I don't know. This could even be her not liking when you're the center of someone else's attention, too. Like, this might not just be about if you're focused on her or not. This could also be a level of like jealousy because other people are paying attention to you. So I guess it would just depend on the dynamic of the relationship. But basically, she doesn't like it when the attention is taken off of her. That's point blank. However, wherever that attention is going at that point, she's not she's not liking it. Um I feel like with the 6 of Pentacles, she feels like the energy is not balanced here, the effort is not balanced. So this would indicate that she feels that you were putting into this relationship, which you're not doing that anymore. Um so like basically you could have been putting a lot of effort and energy towards her and towards the relationship, and now you've pulled back. And she's noticing that. The Six of Pentacles talks about give and take, and maybe she's used to you giving, 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 and she's realizing that she's not getting as much. Um, let's see. I think she's wondering too what your intentions are here. And potentially you're worrying about what her intentions are. But the Two of Wands indicates should I stay, should I go? It definitely feels like the both of you are still in each other's energy. Like you haven't fully let go of this person, she hasn't fully let go of you. You guys are both on the fence on like if you're going to walk away. But I feel like the main issue is that she's noticing a shift, and she's realizing that like you're not making her the center of your whole world. And I think there's like a level of jealousy that's happening here, and I'm specifically getting jealous because we have a lot of wands, the majority wands in this reading, and that's like a fiery, attention seeking, confidence boosting, ego stroking type of element. And in addition to that, the King of Wands is usually the leader, the person that gets the most attention, the one who turns heads, that kind of thing. And the fact that the Magician is here saying that this was your choice, and the Three of Cups is clarifying that, which indicates like additional people are involved here or your attention is going somewhere else. That's like the main thing that I'm picking up right now. She takes advantage of it when you give. Yeah. And that's very well true. Um but it doesn't mean for her she's not pissed about it. You know what I mean? Cuz a lot of people like they like to take. So regardless of whether that's true or she thinks it's not, she likes the fact that she's able to take advantage of it. It's like oh my god, why am I thinking sister all the time? You remember Roger? Like, I don't know why that's coming to mind. Is that his name? I think it was Roger. But basically, like, he had a thing for one of the sisters, and he was like all about her, obsessed with her, da 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 da. And the second he started thinking another girl was cute, there was like an episode about it. She started getting like a little bit like, well, he's not about me anymore. Like people just like that. They're used to that getting that attention, and like the second that it gets redirected, deservedly so, they have a problem with it. even though they weren't going to do anything with it in the first place, you know? Wow, that unlocked a memory for me. Because you're not on her right now. Exactly. So that's the main thing there. All right, Jazz, what is your last question? James, I have your question. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I know. I haven't seen that in so long. Okay. In your life. Okay. Out of curiosity, Jazz, is your ex a earth or fire sign? I'm just curious if these cards are talking to me right now because I'm getting a lot of earth and fire. There is a cups, there is some water, but okay, anyways. You know, I'm not getting the 6 of cups, so I'm not going to completely okay, swords makes sense. So she's everything that I didn't mention. So I am not going to write it off. I don't have the 6 of cups, which typically means reconciliation, but that is one card out of 78 that means reconcile. So I can't always do readings based on like, is that card going to be there? If that card was here, would that be double confirmation? Absolutely. However, I am seeing 8 of Wands here. If that is the main thing for me, that indicates that there will be movement in this aspect. I do feel like this person will be making a reappearance. Because 8 of Wands indicates movement, progress, shift, action, like things kind of coming in from out of nowhere. Big indication for me for this reading that this person is going to come in for you and make a reappearance. Now, they're probably going to come through with a little bit of regret. I feel like when this person does come back around, you'll be in a position to be deciding whether or not you should entertain this. I am leaning like 60-40 in favor of the fact that you aren't going to refuse this offer. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel flattering, but you're not going to, it feels like you're not in the headspace to really entertain this person when they do come back around. Now, would you possibly? Yes, of course. But I feel like it's a 60-40 favor that you're not. I'm seeing here as the Four of Cups is that even this person is maybe coming in, saying all the right things, telling you what you want to hear, or maybe giving you closure, I still feel like you will have moved on enough that this person might not have as much, dare I say, power over you. Like, it's not really power, but I feel like this person's not going to have as much influence. That's the word. That's a good word. And they're not going to have as much influence over you because of the state of your life, the stage of life that you will have been in at that point. I see you feeling good. I see you feeling confident. And I just don't know if it's something that, you know what they say is that you always end up hearing what you want to hear when it's too late. And it's very true. Like you can literally take forever. Like it can take you a whole year where every single day you're daydreaming and fantasizing about that person coming back around, giving you that closure, making you feel validated, and telling you what you want to hear. And then day 366, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care anymore. And then like 3 months after that, then they're coming back around. And you're like, I've moved on, bro. You had a whole year, and it's so true. I'm sure it will be a good stage. But yeah, I do see this person coming in again, making a reappearance for sure. You may even already be involved with someone else or making your way into a new relationship. And that could also help you kind of anchor your decision to not entertain it. Okay, let me think. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so the last card in the reading is usually what I base timing on when someone asks that question, and I have Cancer season. I have sometime in July, and specifically cups to me are months. So March, April, May, June. So I think it could start in June, 4 months from now, mid-June, and go into July sometime around then. Of course, Jazz. Don't write off love just yet. All right. Thank you, Jazz. That's a wrap for your reading. And we are going to move on to James. You guys ready for bed? You're welcome, Jazz. Yeah, absolutely. Have some fun. James, I'm shuffling for you now. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Amy, thank you. I will add you to the list in just a second, okay? All right, so here's the thing, James. We don't want you to be a doormat. You know, we want her to treat you with respect. If you guys made plans, she needs to own up to it and give you an answer as to why she didn't communicate with you. I do think, though, coming at it in an accusatory fashion is only going to whatever the opposite of benefit is. It's only going to cause maybe some issues or some insecurities. Let's see. What word am I looking for? Yes, it's going to be a disadvantage to come at her in accusatory fashion. So I feel like what we want to do is clear the air. We want to come to her and say, let's give the benefit of the doubt. So here I do have, it's important that you do communicate with her, not necessarily, explain your dissatisfaction in what happened per se, but I think that it's important that it does get brought up, it does get highlighted in a sense that will bring about respect for you and for your time, but not necessarily, but still giving her the opportunity to maybe tell you what happened, or make her feel comfortable to explain herself and not like scare her away or cause a rift in the dynamic that you guys have been building here. So again, I don't want you to just completely ignore it. I don't want you to act like it didn't happen. We're setting a precedent here, but I do feel like acknowledging it in a subtle way is still going to be as powerful. So some examples I'm kind of getting here is maybe saying something along the lines of, "Hey Patty, I know that we informally," if you feel that's accurate, if you formally made plans, then you can say formally, but you could say we tentatively or informally made plans for tonight. I was really looking forward to seeing you and spending some time together. Is everything okay? I just want to make sure that, nothing happened. And maybe round it off in some type of way that sounds like you, or word it in a way that sounds like you, where it's saying, hey, we made tentative plans. I understand that wasn't like formal plans, if unless they were formal plans, saying like, hey, bringing to attention to the fact that we had plans for tonight. This disappointed me. I had set time aside for us. And then it's also saying, I'm giving you the opportunity to explain what happened. Is everything okay? So I think, James, to not make it too complicated, 2 to 3 sentences, not accusing her of anything, giving her the benefit of the doubt, but still expressing the fact that you were looking forward to spending time with her. I think is definitely something that you could do and you are being encouraged to do. It's a fine line here. I don't think that there's anything wrong with communicating that to her. So I hope that that helps. I am getting a yes. Go ahead and reach out to her about this, but be tactful. So, James, that is what I have for you. I hope that helps. I'd at least give some direction to your question. Hey, Day, welcome in. Amy, sounds good. Hey, hey. So, Day, I'm gonna go with my gut on this one. And I'm gonna say I don't think so. I don't necessarily think this person is a bad person. It's possible that maybe the compatibility here just isn't quite it, or it isn't quite right. I do feel like this person has like indications here of toxic behavior. I'm not saying that I would be interested to look into their birth chart actually. I'm not saying that they're a bad person. I'm not saying that they will fall prey to this, but I am saying that I feel like there is potential here to really sweep you off your feet in the beginning. Um, and then slowly over time, like, stop giving to you as much, stop putting the same amount of effort into the connection. Now, every relationship ebbs and flows. You can't expect 100% all the time, but you should be able to expect 100% periodically throughout the relationship. And I feel like it just continues to get less and less. And I feel like eventually this is something that you should like walk away from. I think they're very charismatic, very charming. I think we have the potential here to make you feel very special. Um but I think what's important here is to take a look at this person and just be very observant. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like try to tell you what to do, you know, with your own life and your own decisions. But I almost feel like this person is just questionable. And I think being observant, not completely jumping in with both feet, paying attention to patterns is going to be really important for this person. Again, they're not a bad person. It could just be a question of whether or not they're compatible for you specifically in your needs. But I see with this mini reading at the end, 8 of Cups indicates that you walk away from this person. It makes me question if you should involve yourself with this person. Um, Also, it's showing you that you're a queen here and this person is a knight. So there could also be some things that you guys don't see eye to eye on, or that you could feel like he has some catching up to do or some growing up to do. I see, Dave. That makes sense. Is he younger than you? I think now keep in mind, I do feel like things can develop slowly. I don't feel like you always are going to have a relationship where it's hot and heavy and it burns really bright and you guys are so attracted to each other. It's not always going to happen that way. But I do question when you're not interested in them, but they're trying really, really hard to show you that they want you. Sometimes that can indicate toxic behavior because it's all about the chase. It's all about can they get you or not. And I've had so many women come in here and tell me I wasn't even interested in them. Like they weren't even on my radar, but they pursued me and tried so hard to get with me that I was like, well, I'll give them a chance. And then they made me feel so special. They swept me off my feet. They AKA love bombed me. And then I started to really feel for this person and start to get feelings for this person. And then suddenly I'm realizing now that I'm wanting to pursue this. Now they're backing away and retreating and giving less to this. And they wanted me first. Like they pursued me. Why am I now in this position? So just be wary too of that. Generally speaking, you do want to have a level of attraction to them. Like you want to have some interest in them, not just because they're treating you right and making you feel so special. You should also have that like initial desire for them as well. I just don't think it ever works when you don't, to be honest. He's older. Oh my god, you did not with a wheelchair. It's funny. Yeah, I think just let it go. I see you walking away. 8 of Cups, abandoning, you know, and that's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the relationship is you're questioning if it's not that he's a bad person, but you're questioning like whether or not this is the one for you. Like, is he meeting the needs that you have? Right. So maybe his younger persona that's coming through with this reading could be him needing to grow up on like a metaphorical level, you know, like a maturity wise or something. I'm doing well. Did you switch over to your other account? All right, Day, I am shuffling for you now. Oh, okay. I thought that. Wait, are you also Nessa or is that someone different? Oh, gotcha. Okay. I thought that that was your account. Okay. So I am so far I've only gotten 2 cards. I got the World and the Three of Swords, but already it's feeling like he feels like maybe you're done with him, or he feels like his chance has passed. You know, the World typically talks about closure, it talks about endings, it talks about like you're that chapter being done. And from his perspective, he could perceive you as like moving on from him, or being done here, feeling like that chapter has closed. And the Three of Swords indicates like his dissatisfaction with that feeling. Three of Swords is painful, and it's almost like he feels heartbroken, he feels lonely, he feels that you are absent from him in his life. This could be causing sadness and depression, heartache, and happiness. He could also feel confused or alienated from you as well. And he could be grieving this as like a loss. Being distant from him is just making him feel more confirmed that you are moving on. Whether or not you are or not, that's yours to say. But from his perspective, it does feel like he's slowly and steadily like losing you. He's feeling with this Knight of Swords in reverse that this is a missed opportunity that he feels is out of his control. He feels like there's nothing he can do here to fix this. He feels like this is not going the way that he wanted it to, or the way that he had planned. But he does not feel like he has a choice in the matter. I think with these cards, there's an indication, Ten of Cups and Knight of Cups, that maybe he fantasized about a world in which you guys ended up together. And the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck indicates that he feels directionless, or he feels at a loss as to what to do here. Two of Swords indicates the indecision, the deep desire to not have to decide or control. It's almost like he's taken himself out of the equation, possibly before something has even started with you. And potentially the reason why you're distant is because of him. But he's really trying to bow out. um, and even though he is feeling this sadness, and even though potentially he could be to blame for this, um, he feels like he has no control. He feels like this wasn't his choice. And I feel like he is kind of, I don't know. I feel like this expression's a little strong, like taking the coward's way out. But I feel like he's just basically going, I'm washing my hands of this. Like, it's like, it's not my choice. You know, that's what it is. He's not taking accountability. He doesn't want to take accountability. He doesn't want to take responsibility. He doesn't want to take control over this. He's just kind of letting this happen. Um, and even though he's not happy about it, he's not doing anything about it. So that's kind of the message here. You're welcome. Okay, so next up we have Amy. Yes, absolutely. Let me get to shuffling for you. Hmm. All right, so Vanessa, I feel like you have a hard time getting anything out of this person. um, a lot of the cards are very surface level, matter of fact. Um, I want to make sure I'm tapping into the energy correctly. It feels as though there is a distance or disconnect. So this could be like a physical distance or a non-communication. And if that is correct, just let me know because I want to make sure I'm tapping into this energy correctly. The very first thing that I have here is the Five of Pentacles. This typically indicates when you feel distant from someone or you feel like absent from them or on the outside of their life. You don't really feel like you're a part of the everyday. Okay, got you. So, okay, that's making sense. So, what he's, or sorry, what she is, or whoever this person is, you said Addie. I'm so sorry. Both senses, perhaps. Okay, so Addie, I feel, is really acknowledging and like harboring on this distance. Okay, this disconnect, this disconnection. So the fact that you guys are physically distant and also not in communication, thank you, is basically what this person's kind of anchored to. Having a very hard time. He's having a very hard time letting this go. He feels very absent from your life in all shapes and forms. Five of Pentacles can talk about someone feeling like they're on the outside of your life, feeling like you guys are experiencing a hardship, hoping that it's temporary, but not really sure. He could feel too very negative right now, half glass empty kind of thoughts, because there's like a negative feeling towards the change in circumstances that you guys are going through right now. He's feeling left out. He's feeling a struggle. Generally, he's just not feeling very lucky or abundant or anything like that. He has regret here for this connection. He is feeling like this is a opportunity that he's missing out on. So because he's still harboring on this and he's having a hard time letting it go, it indicates to me that he potentially is hoping for another chance. It does feel like he wonders if he'll get that though. I don't feel like he's entertaining other people. If he is, he's refusing offers. It feels like to me that he is trying to remain calm, cool, and collected. He's trying to act like this isn't bothering him. He's trying to protect his feelings. This could indicate that he's being very cold right now. He could be feeling hurt right now. And this means that he's keeping everyone kind of like at a distance as well, not just you. It's kind of this energy of very protective, hesitant, and cautious. And it indicates that he could be very prone to like lashing out or saying mean things that don't have much tact behind it, because he's just speaking his mind. This energy is very blunt. It can feel cold. But it's because it's projecting an internal fear that he's going through right now. His intentions, he doesn't have any actions set in place right now. I have the high priestess, so all of his actions or his plans or his intentions are mysterious at the moment. We're not meant to know them. Um, because maybe he's still deliberating, maybe he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do here, but he's all thought and feeling. He's no action right now. So we can't even look into what his next actions will be or what his intentions are, because he's still figuring that out. He's still working through that. Um there's not really any blocks or influences, but I will say hidden energy is that he's curious about what's going on with you right now. It's like he wants to be in the loop, he wants to be in the know to a certain extent. I think that it hurts to be a part of your life, but at the same time, it hurts to not be. And I feel like patience is needed at this time for him specifically. Um, it also indicates that there's potential for progress here, but right now it's delayed. Because he's trying to navigate through his situation. Now, again, this is mostly about him. You picked option love or option number 2, so this is all like what's going on with him and what's going on in his head. And as far as the overall energy is King of Cups. So I feel like he's just trying to trust himself right now. He's trying to follow like what his gut is telling him to do. I think it's heart over head at the moment, even though he is being protective of his self. He's still trying to make the best decision for what he thinks is going to be the best decision for him. And by doing that, he's just waiting. He's kind of like going with his intuition, right? He's like saying, when I know, I'll know. When I feel it's right, I'll just know it. When I feel like I want to communicate, I'll just know. I think it's just more like a feeling that he's kind of waiting on. And it also indicates here with the King of Cups energy is that he is in touch with like his sensitive side, his emotional side. He cares about you. He like has genuine feelings here for you. And I think at this point he's just trying to stabilize his emotions. I think he's trying to rise above things. He's trying to be mature, be the bigger person, be a good person. But he's not regulated. Like, he's all over the place. That's why sometimes he can lash out, be blunt, be cold. Sometimes he's more sensitive. I think right now he's just trying to work through it all and wait until his feelings can be more consistent day to day. It's been a month, so I was wondering, but yeah, that's his energy. He is sensitive. So, like you said, he goes with his gut feelings, but he's probably in the thinking stage. Yeah, because he is coming through as a Queen of Swords and a King of Cups. And so I think he's just trying to balance it all out. I think maybe just give some more space for him to kind of work through this. Vanessa, I'm sure. Patience is a tough one, you know? Like, wouldn't it be so much easier if we could just snap our fingers and then everyone just knows what they want and is ready when we're ready? And, you know, but this is human life. We can't rush someone else. We can't control someone else's free will, just like we wouldn't want someone else to do for us. And a lot of times patience is required, and it can be frustrating, but there's hidden blessings in taking a beat and reflecting and giving someone else. That's a form of love too, you know. That's a form of loving someone else, is being patient for them. Um and allowing them to work through that, especially if they come back together with you in the end. Then you know they really want to be with you, and you can feel very confirmed in that because you gave them the space and they still made their way back, you know? Exactly. Yeah, Amy, we woke up today and our house was like 58 degrees. And I was like, holy shit. It was very cold all of a sudden. I'm good now. We're warm now, but it was really cold this morning. Thanks, Vanessa. All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and throw a last call up on the screen. If anybody else wants to make an additional donation for a reading or add to their reading, now is the time to do it. You're welcome. Vanessa, that's exactly right. So, Amy, he thinks that you have a very unique quality about you. I'm leaning more towards understanding that this is a part of your physical appearance, that you don't look like a lot of people. Like physically is you're just very different. Um Now this could be him kind of saying she's also unique, you know, in a personality as well, but I think more than anything what he notices is like how different you look from other people, or like how exotic you look. Like for example, I think that he would say there's no one like her. You know, no one looks like her. I don't even know if I can say a celebrity that I feel looks like her. There's just a quality about you that looks different. Fashion destination, I'm on a last call for donations. You're more than welcome to donate. But our list is about to close, so you'll want to get that donation in like right away. So there's some Virgo energy here, and so this is like a physical embodiment of like a mother. So you could have some physical attributes that represent like a wife and a mother that he finds attractive. So a lot of times people will say physically like a very curvy body or like wider hips or a bigger bust. Something along those lines is like really feel earthy and feminine, and really catered to like a feminine figure. So I think he's paying attention to your physique and just really feeling like, oh, that's like a woman. um, let's see. Fashion destination, you would be next after Amy, and you would be the last person on my list for the night. So there's only one person ahead of you, and I'm doing her reading right now. Oh, that's cute. She said you stand out. Yeah. Something about your personality that he likes is that you're not a surface level person. You think deeper, you want to get to know someone, like you like depth. Um you like to understand what's going on behind the scenes. You want to get to the root of why someone is who they are. You have a unique perspective to bring to things, possibly due to the healing that you have gone through yourself. You can recognize someone who um, could benefit from communicating like things that are below the surface. He's looking at you as someone who's kind and sensitive and thoughtful. He feels that you do have a younger or more youthful quality to you. Um, Potentially, I think we've touched on this before, but like you look younger than probably what you are. And so I think that he thinks to himself sometimes that like years and years from now, you probably always look young, which is nice. That's a nice quality to have. So funny enough, Amy, so remember, I forgot to tell you, before when you had posted your question, I was shuffling and the image of your hair did come through. But you told me to wait because you had to leave and go talk to your mom and whatever. And I was like, oh, when she comes back, I'll tell her that like I got the image of hair, but I forgot to tell you. So yeah, definitely that was something that came through when I was initially shuffling for you. Um, let's see. And it might come through again. So, do you have pictures with your friends or do you only show selfies? Because I'm seeing there's a picture here that it looks like you have friends in the picture and it's a picture that he likes. So, that might give you a indication of, everyone has favorite pictures of us, right? Like our friends have favorite pictures of themselves, of us. If you're dating someone, they have favorite pictures they like to show of you or what you look like. But this might give indication that there's a picture of you with other people in the picture. It's not just a selfie that he does like. Um Again, you're getting like motherly wife, earthy feminine energy. The Empress is also here. So I think that he just likes pretty much every aspect of you. It's possible. We're narrowing it down. He feels like you have a very symmetrical face as well. Symmetry, people say that symmetry has a lot to do with beauty or how someone perceives us. If you are symmetrical, if your face is symmetrical, then you're perceived as beautiful. So either he feels that you have symmetry in your face, like if you were to fold your face in half, it would mirror each other, or Spirit's giving me the message that he feels like you're beautiful in the way that people think that symmetrical faces are pretty. That's a weird translation, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm getting. That he feels like you're pretty perfect. You know, it could too, Amy, it could potentially be a selfie, but it's a selfie where you're being social. That's another aspect. So like for instance, it could be a picture of you like while you're out doing something socially. Maybe your friends aren't in the picture, but they were like with you or near you, or your friend was the one that took the picture. So like it's like at a coffee house, you know, where there's other people around, or it's at the mall, or it's at a museum, or it's at, you know what I mean? Like potentially it could be him saying like it wasn't an intentional selfie like at home. It was like someone took it of you, or you were out in the public or other people were around. Something like that is another slight interpretation of what that card could mean. Yeah, he's coming through as perfection. Um And one of the other things when he looks at you, I would say the last thing that's coming through is arousal. Like when he sees you or sees a picture of you, or he thinks of you or looks at you, he's turned on. I have the devil here. I also, okay, so sorry, I thought that was the last message, but there's another one coming through that he feels a little bit territorial over you. Not in a bad way, not in a toxic way, but sometimes he'll get so like aroused or turned on that he's kind of like that's mine, you know, like that's my girl kind of thing. Not don't blow that out of proportion. Don't like take that and run with it, but it's a sentiment that makes him feel very like primal or like territorial over you. Like I guess because you guys have been intimate before and he just I don't know, he gets aroused. Yes, exactly, Amy. Exactly like that. Okay, so he's even said it before. Okay, well, there you go. So that's the context. You get what I mean? Fashion destination, if you're here, please check in with me. It's very possible, Amy. But I think, that's just what comes with, no pun intended, the territory of being with someone or being intimate with them. Is that you start to feel a little bit protective of that connection. And that's probably what he's sensing in those moments. All right, fashion, I am shuffling for you now. And everyone else, I'm going to go ahead and channel down here. And we're going to start closing up. Let me go ahead and throw on the screen that lists are closed. You're welcome, Amy. Hope you enjoyed your reading. All right. Oh, I'm warm-blooded, girl. You don't have to worry about me. Cute. All right, Amy, I hope you have a good night. Stay warm. Fashion destination, I am getting a yes. I'm getting that this is going to be spontaneous, though. This is going to be an impulse form of communication. So, and what I mean by that is he may think about you every once in a while and say, hey, I need to reach out to her, but he never does. And then randomly, he will, at like, for example, like 11 o'clock at night, he'll go, I'm going to text her and just text you. I don't think there's a lot of thought behind the message. I don't think it's something that he thought about in the morning and said, I'm going to text her later that night. I don't think there was that kind of intention behind it. I think that whenever he does reach out to you, it's going to be impulsive. It's going to be that he has an urge to communicate with you and then he just reaches out to you. And with that, if it's a surprise factor for you, oh yeah, let me tell you what the cards are. It's a surprise factor as well, like something that you're not expecting because it is so impulsive. So the first thing I have is the Knight of Wands. And the second thing I have is the Two of Wands. Third card out, Ace of Cups, then the Star, then the Sun. So again, I feel like this is a decision that he makes in the moment and he doesn't really think too far ahead of that. I think that he just wants to communicate with you. Potentially he misses you. Yeah, those are good cards, right? And he's just like, I want to communicate with her. Like, I'm not going to think too far into it outside of that. Ace of Cups is the center of the reading. So there is this level of feeling, in his feelings. And maybe he's feeling hopeful. The star talks about feeling a sense of renewal. I'm sorry. And maybe he has this new pep in his step or a new lease on life, or he's feeling extra hopeful or extra lucky. And he's like, I want to reach out to her. Like, I want to communicate with her. Now, the sun is here, and that indicates happiness, joy. So I feel like he's going to be in a very good mood when he communicates with you. I would agree with that fashion destination. It feels like it's right around the corner. Um, let's see. I definitely would go with that feeling. I usually go with the last card of the reading to indicate timing if someone asks. And I have the sun, so it's saying success is guaranteed. This will happen, and actually, it says the sun could indicate that it happens in a day. I'm assuming the sun happening in a day is kind of like when the next time the sun is out, kind of thing. Um, so we'll just take that with a grain of salt. But I feel like within the coming days, coming weeks, something along those lines, you're going to hear from him. You're welcome, Fashion. Thanks for the donation. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. All right, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. I have caught up. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. We are all caught up with the list, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Anyone else who's still hanging around, thank you. Um, I will leave it there. I will see you guys next time. Bye.